Greetings fellow hunters, I'm Basthovian and welcome back to the archives. We are going to go through a build which I would name it as the redo of Hunting Horn build, aka Immortal build 2.0, upgraded with healing capabilities. I'll be listing down the details of what this build is about. Alright, the benefits of this build is that it features high survivability, healing capabilities, stun capabilities, more window for mistakes, it's a good beginner friendly build, and good for gauging how powerful the monster is on first time huntings. While the downsides of the build is it has subpar damage compared to more DPS focused builds, limited sharpness, with your highest sharpness being blue, especially if you're not concentrating on handicraft. Being poisoned ruined this whole build, and the chance of developing negative hunting techniques. Now, your main focus for armor skills to make this build viable are as follows. The Horn Maestro increases overall performance speeds and shockwave damage. Recovery up level 3 greatly increases recovery. This affects both your horn healing capabilities and items like potions, essentially turning them into a mega potion, saving you those scarce amounts of honey that you keep collecting per hunt. Divine Blessing, while active, reduces damage taken by 50%. This, in combination with Dango Defender, can turn that nightmarish move of monsters into nothing more than a poke into your fingers. Mushroomancer level 1 lets you digest blue mushrooms and toadstools. Blue mushrooms equates to a health potion, and toadstools, which are the ones we are looking to get, is for increasing your health recovery, similar to the immunizer. Recovery speed level 3 quadruples the speed at which you heal recoverable damage, which is the red portion of your health. While not as highly valued as recovery up, this in combination with an immunizer or toadstool for those who have Mushroomancer level 1 will quickly recover all red health into green in the blink of an eye. Flinch free level 1 prevents knockbacks at level 1, essentially useful for multiplayer gameplay, unless you like getting tripped upon. Level 3 prevents knockback and tripping. Alright, for the armor set, you want to go for the following. The helmet is using the Anjanath S. The chest is using the Ratayan S. The arms are using the Kizu S. The waist is using the Ratian S. And the legs are using the Kizu S. Yes, that's a lot of S, but that's how high rank has always been named. They always have monsters' ass all over the place. Anyways, note that if you're going for the bare minimum of recovery up 3, recovery speed 3, 1 fungiform, 3 divine blessings and 1 flinch free, you will have 1 times 2 slot and 4 times 1 slot free to customize at your disposal. For the amulet, we're going to be focusing on trying to get divine blessing 2 at minimum. If you can get it up to max 3, it's the best. It essentially frees up 1 extra 2 slot in place. You also want to make sure you reserve 1 slot for your Horn Maestro skill. Now, this will all depend on your RNG, so for those who are used to gacha games, good luck. You'll need to get to HR7 in the hub quest to unlock the melding of Moonbow. I just have to get my amulet on the second try of melding with an extra Fortify skill. Yeah, Fortify skill, like that's ever going to be used. I mean, the amulet is still useful for other builds, but hey, I mean, it's an all-rounded amulet. Now, for the weapon recommendation, I'm using, in this case, the Rampage Horn. This is totally recommended. You want to make sure you ramp it up with Attack Boost 2, Normal Elemental Boost, and Health Melody 2. You could change up non-elemental boost to something of one of the more status ailment supports like poison, paralysis or sleep, but do note that your attack values do affect your shockwave damage. Now, the Health Melody 2 ramp up offers health recovery large on the blue note, health regeneration on the red note, and earplugs large on the green note. While honestly I would prefer the health recovery and health regen to swap its note positions, it's still a very recommended horn if you want to go for even more of a DPS build and just have a healing horn. Still useful. Now for your switch skill setup, on your first switch skill, you have a choice between melodic slap or overhead smash. I would recommend for this round to go for overhead smash because you are not going to be playing around with a lot of sharpness. Melodic slap is better for stunning because it has a shockwave attack, but because it's a multi-hit, so it loses its sharpness much faster than compared to the overhead smash, which is a one and dunk. Now, for your mode of performance, which is your second switch skill, I would highly recommend going for melodic mode echo because it spans out the healing faster with one note and a perform move than compared to your mode performance counterpart. You will lose out on having the iframes when you do your performance move, but who needs that when you can man up to the monster and shrug off its bite? Now for your third switch skill, you have the choice between Earthshaker or Beats of Resonance. Earthshaker is what you have by default. The Earthshaker skill is useful for opening up the DPS window by stunning them, and if you can get the timing right, you can prevent the monster from unleashing something horrible, staggering them away and hopefully saving someone's life, or ruining the hunter's counter moves. With the Beats of Resonance, this adds your healing horn with the attack up buff when you play the self-improvement move, which also affects other hunters as well, providing a boost in the party's DPS. It also doubles the effectiveness of your healing melodies that you do, provided the hunter that you are healing is near both you and the cocoon that is dropped by Beats of Resonance. Ultimately, there is no stuck recommendation on your third switch skill as it depends on the monster that you're going up against and the party that you're playing with. Your item sets. If you're going for Fungal Form 1 or rather Mushroom Mancer, which is only unlocked at the end game, this essentially turns your Toadstool into an immunizer that boosts your health regeneration of your raid portion by a mile. You can bring a Toadstool into your items. Now, for your tea shop choices, the dungos that you're going to order. If you go for Dungo Defender, this acts as a pseudo Divine Blessing, sometimes decreasing damage taken, and it's stackable with your Divine Blessing skills as well. That is the low version. The high version changes that sometimes, too often. Dungo Deflector is useful for not losing sharpness too early because of hitting a less than ideal part that registers as a bounce. You as a Hunting Horn player can never bounce your weapon so long as you do your self-improvement buff, which by nature of the series will always give you a free Mind's Eye, which makes your attacks not bounce off monsters. Dungo Weakener, always useful to have. Larger monsters encountered on quests have increased chance of being weaker than normal. Now do note that Dungo Medic does not boost your healing horn effectiveness, it only takes effect to your items. Now, this build allows for over-aggressive gameplay. You can literally run up to the monster and just whack. Ideally, this build is best used as a training platform for you to fight the actual monster and time your swings and moves, like getting that backswing into the right place or timing when you should attack the monster and when you should just back off and start to dodge, so that by the time you're done with training on that monster using this armor, you can go back to your DPS armor and be more confident with timing your attacks and when to dodge. But do note that in this build, because we are playing with a lot of chance factors, especially with how Divine Blessing and how Dungo Defender works, getting constantly chained can still result in death. You can mitigate these chances of death by doing the following. 1. Maxing your defenses. Just max out your defenses. Make sure you jam in those armor spears, get those armor talents and armor charms, and optimize your build as soon as possible to ensure that you can constantly heal and shit upon the hunters and monsters respectively, not the other way around. And if all goes to hell because you keep getting chained to death, maybe you decided to be funny and just put a diversion jewel in there, you can bring stun resistance. Anyways, this is all I have for this build guide. If you would like to be kept updated for more content on this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell icon down below. Hope this knowledge has been of use to you, and I hope to see you back in the archives soon. Farewell, fellow hunters.
Let's go.